Yesterday I was because I promised the topic that I've been talking about. I promised that I was going to do a demonstration, but the software I was supposed to use so that I can go live from my computer, my laptop, for some reason it just couldn't connect with my Facebook. I don't know, maybe it must be some kind of technical something or whatever. So I tried to use my mobile and turn it to my laptop so that I can do a demonstration. But because it's not, the camera is very small, so it doesn't show widely the whole screen. So, but I try to do what I can. But I'm trying to find out something or some kind of other software that I can use to help me go live so that I can demonstrate this again. The reason why I really want to go live with it, because most probably some of you want to ask questions and things like that, then it will be easier for me to answer your questions while I'm doing it live. Yeah, but I would find time to really do it. But again, it's almost the same thing I'm coming with, because some people who watch the recorded, the live as well as the replay, they've been sending me message. They ask for few details and what are the things they're supposed to like take notice of when they are doing their research for their specific customers. And there are certain things some of them don't understand, that they also ask. They want me to go a little bit more to explain what some of those terms means. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. Going to give some of what are some of the meaning of some of the words I was using, and as well as tips that you're supposed to pay attention to when doing your research for your specific audience or customers. Good evening, Auntie Lucy. How are you this evening? How is my namesake doing? I hope you guys are doing very, very fine. Yeah. So one of the questions they asked me was because I was using the term a lot, customer avatar. So some really don't know what that means. Yeah. So customer avatar actually is a profile that you create for the specific customer that you are doing research about. You create this detailed profile so that you know exactly the people you will be marketing to. Yeah, and this customer avatar, this research you are doing about this specific customer will help you. Good evening, Matilda. How are you this evening? You're very, very welcome. How are the kids and your husband doing? I hope you guys are all doing fine. And now is Sweden as well. You know, it was really cold here in Denmark today, extremely cold. I think it's almost like -10 today. It was very, very cold. Yeah. Yeah, so when you create this, doing this research, you create this profile for these customers. This will like kind of help you to like give a name and a face and even build a story about this customer. Yeah, it's not like a one person, but you try to term them as one person. You give a profile, detailed profile, just like when you're creating your, for example, Facebook, you give your detailed profile when you are signing up for Facebook or maybe any other social media or whatever. So it's something like that. Yeah. And because even if like your business appeals to everybody. Oh, we are also doing fine, Matilda. We are doing very fine. Yeah. And even though your business appeals to everybody, yet still you will still need to create a customer avatar. The reason why you need to do this research because you wanted to know where exactly you have more customers and where you think you will see that your income will be really flowing. So that's why it's very important, even though with your business you don't create only one customer profile, you create several, so it will help you to target best and see exactly which age group or which customer profile that brings more results for you. That's why you need to really create different ones, yeah. Because the thing is, even though everybody you will think might be able to use your product, yeah, but it's not everybody who will really want our product. That's how it is. Sometimes we have a product, we think everybody needs this product, it's great, but it's not everybody who will want it because of one reason or the other. So that's why it's very important that you want to target your specific customers, yeah. I also create like an example, like when you've done your research, the audience research. That was what I demonstrate about yesterday, the audience insights. Yeah, that's the tool inside of Facebook you will use to do your research about your specific customers. For example, say I've done a specific research about my customer in a specific business. Then all the details, I put them together, and then I create a story around, or a profile around this customer. Then, for example, what I wrote down is Jane, because then I focus on the women. I said this, she's called Jane, she's 30 years old, and she's a stay-at-home mom of 2 children, and she's living in New York, and she have annually income of $55,000 and the household income. Then she has been trying to build a network marketing business for a few months, but she has been struggling to meet interested people who in the area where she's living, who will be interested in a business. So, but also she's very busy with her kids, and she could not even really, need some help or use some help on how to like do research for a specific customer that can really she can really meet using the internet, yeah. And also Jane wants to provide for her kids with the best life without like having to worry about money, like creating something like this kind of story. Then a lot of people, for example, can relate to this. So if it's like, for example, me, I saw this kind of adverts on my computer. To be honest, I will click on it because it's like it's talking to me, because I also have kids, and these are some of the things I also want for my children. So seeing this kind of adverts, I will definitely click on it, thinking, okay, let me see what is this, what these adverts have to offer or whatever. Yeah. So a lot of people will click that relates so much to storylines. This is the research you've done and the story that you've built. Yeah. And then that having other people like watch your child, especially as a mother, whilst maybe go out there to meet people, it's not always easy, especially in network marketing. A lot of network marketers will definitely relate to this, like finding people, getting people to talk to and talk about your business, your products or services. It's not always that easy. That's why a lot of people are using using social media, for example, to where they can meet people and try to introduce their business or their products to, yeah. And especially like for staying home all day long with your children, and it's not always easy, because sometimes you have stress, you have a lot of things you have to take care of, you have yourself as well to take care of. So most of the times it's not always that really easy. So when you are like speaking to someone like Jane, like the example I gave, yeah. So your advert, you're gonna factor those concerns, things that concern Jane, yeah. Those emotions, those fears that Jane have. These are things that you have to understand. You have to make sure you put on your advert when you're creating it, when writing your advert, those setbacks that are holding her back to develop her business. these are the things you always want to think about, and you're going to speak to Jane, and you're not going to speak to Jane the same way you will speak to someone who is not in Jane's situation, because everybody's situations are different. Some people, even though they are trying to build their business, maybe they don't have kids, or maybe if even they have kids, they have other people to help them, family members to help them with their kids, or it can be various differences. So the way you talk to one set of customers is not the same language you will use to talk to another set of customers. Yeah, that's why it's very important to create the story about your customer that you've done your research about. Yeah, and this you're gonna really like hit those pain points, and like when struggling to pay the bills at the end of the month, or maybe during the week, or however, it depends from country to country how they pay their bills. So you're going to use pinpoint those strugglings that this set of people, or Jane, a name that she has been struggling with, even taking care of the child alone. That also is a pain point you also will want to include as well. Yeah. So when you tap into those emotions, those pains, and this will have very great effects on Jane, on your customers. And so basically you've got like Jane, and she is like broken, and she's torn, and she has been like, she has been through a lot, so much maybe she has been through, and she only got, you can only help her with this, especially also when you're thinking about the budget wise as well. She has limited budget, so these are also pain points you also want to think about. And also you got to remember that when you're like coming and offering and putting your advert in front of Jane, it will be like a blessing for her. Yeah, that she see this thing, and she will really, really appreciate seeing something like this. This is why it's very important to do your research about your customers. There are so many people out there, for example, maybe they are really not helping other people. That's why it's very important when you have the opportunity to also utilize it to help others as well. So you've got to come in, and you've got to you got to be the example of helping others as well, with creating this advert and posting posting it in front of your customers, your ideal customers, or your avatar customer. Is the same thing. Yeah. And you can also like put a picture, for example, on your adverts. And so you have to find a picture that represents them. Because in this case now, I'm thinking of a mother with children who has been struggling to take care of the children, at the same time want to build their home business. So every time that you are like crafting a message, you can see them and really like put them into that message that you are trying to put out there. Yeah. And for example, let's say it's not only like for Jane alone, but the thing is, when you're creating for Jane, you also have to remember, when you create, you have several different customers that you have targeted. The message you use on Jane is not the same message, or is not the same picture you will use on the other customers that you've the customer profile that you have created. So you also have to really think about your different customers and their needs. That's how you will craft their message, and also the language you use. I mean, not like foreign language, but the kind of vocabularies you use, the kind of words you use. It has to be different from advert to advert. So the thing is, why do you need to craft this advert? Well, there are a couple of reasons. For the first, it will help to improve your conversion. That is, like, people will be viewing, purchasing, and even reading your blog post you have on your site. This will help to improve conversion, yeah, and also it will help to lower your adverts cost, because like if you put adverts there, you don't target people, there are millions of people you will just like be spending money to, and it's not everybody who will definitely be willing or want to, or your advert will be appealing to. So most of them will be clicking X on your adverts. Then it's like you are throwing money down the drain because you don't really target your customers that well. Yeah, and when you do that, it's like they are saying to Facebook, this is not what we want. And then Facebook will realize, it depends how many people click X, then that's how Facebook will realize that you don't really target your audience properly. So Facebook will not really optimize your adverts for you. Yeah, so that's why it's very important to create your target market. Make sure you do a thorough research about this particular customers. Yeah, and also you will attract the right type of customers when you do that. Yeah, and also to help you craft your message for your audience, this will also help you with the research that you have done for your customer. Yeah, and it will also help to reduce the amount of people clicking X on your adverts. So these are some of the things that is very, very important that you think about. So when you are creating the advert, before you create the advert, it means, like I said yesterday on the demonstration, that you have to do the research first. So what are the things that when you are doing research about? Some of the things that you have to focus on or remember, the basics, is like the gender, if it's a male or female, or if it's both male and female together. And also you want to think about the age and their lifestyle, and also their profession and their income. You want to think about this different basic features for your customers. Yeah, you have to think, dig deeper as well, like to find out about their emotions and their interests as well. All that these Facebook Insights have all of those things in them, that when you are doing research, it will show you exactly how their behavior is on social media. Because most of these things that these insights have, you see, like when people when we are on Facebook, maybe you're posting, for example, Facebook also have this thing that sometimes you put how you're feeling, or what you're doing, what you're reading. So all of these are some of the things Facebook also take into consideration as well. So whenever you put, oh, I'm feeling blessed, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling whatever, so all those things count as well. So when you are doing your research, these are also some of the things you also will see inside of that particular tool. It is very, very important to know about this, even about what they are afraid of, or challenges that they are facing. All of these things are things that you will want to think about, and their likes and dislikes, and what do they read, what do they watch, which kind of page do they like. So all of these things, you will get them inside of this tool. These are things that you really want to take notice of. Yeah. So when you also want to know where they hang out, if like they have only on Facebook, or if they have Facebook and Instagram. So most of these things you will also see on this audience insights when you are doing the research. All of these things are there as well. And also you want to think about, for example, when they are making decision, like when you put your ads, if they click, then they reach out to you, or maybe you reach out to them. You will also want to take their decisions into consideration, the way they make decisions. Maybe some of them will want to talk first to their husband. Maybe some will tell you, oh, I want to pray a little bit about it. And so you want to really respect their decisions as well. These are some of the things you always also want to think about before ever you try to introduce your opportunity to them as well. Yeah, so you want to give them that space, and also you want to think about where which kind of devices they use. If they use this the mobile device, or maybe if they use iPad, or maybe if they use more of their desktop, or also you want to think about what kind of device they use as well. It doesn't really matter that much what kind of device they use, but maybe if you just want to get back extra details about that, it's also very, very good to think about those areas as well. Yeah, and also these are some of the questions that some of the things that you want to think about, and make sure you write them down. It's very, very important. Whilst you are doing your research, you write them down so that you don't forget what you have what the research you have done about this specific customer. But the very good thing with Facebook, when you've done this research, if you want to place, you can save it for maybe to use it to create your adverts later. But when you're ready to create your adverts, immediately you go to the advert section, you click on your adverts. Facebook is going to update all those information to this advert. So it's so it's so helpful that if even maybe you forget to write them down, all of this information will be filled into this your advert as well. Yeah, and if maybe you will also want to think about the language you use when creating your advert, because with Facebook there are certain words that you should not use when creating your advert. So it's very important to want to read the Facebook rules and regulation to find out, okay, which words Facebook does not allow, the do's and don'ts, and see how you can get around those, and which words or language, how you will use it so that people can understand what exactly you mean by that. Yeah, so it's very, very important to think about these things before you create your advert, because to be honest, like I said, talking to everyone is talking to no one. So you have to make sure you be specific. If you really want to see results in your business, you really want to see fast results, it's very important to do the audience research. It doesn't take a day or two. You have to use time, set time aside, because this time you are setting aside to create this, to do this research about your customer, this is something you will have to be using for a very, very, very long time. This customer. So that's why it's very, very important to. That's why it's very, very important to remember all those things so that it can help you in the long run. Yes, in the beginning it does take time, but when you put that time aside, you do these things, it will really benefit you, because you don't need to be creating a lot of doing a lot of audience research at some point. So it's better you do it at an early stage, and then it saves you a lot of time. Because when it saves you a lot of time, when you begin to have a lot of results from your adverts, you will want to use that time to be connecting with these customers and building your business. So you will not want to use all that time again to be creating adverts. No. And these are some of the methods all these big companies they are using as well. Yeah, and Facebook has made it so great for us, because it's not everybody who are aware that they have Facebook have these tools inside of Facebook. So it's very important that you utilize this so that you will have results or see the success at some point in your business. Yeah, so this is what I have for you guys today. I know some of you will be viewing, who send me message, or maybe you will view the recording later. So whatever you want to just take a note about some of these points, and then to remember, and you create your advert through that. Yeah, so this is all I have for you today, friends, and I hope you guys you get some value from this. You get some information, some tips on how to do your audience research and how you can use it to build a story, put a face, and then go and create your advert so that you can target the right audience, for the right customer for your business. Yeah. So I thank you all who joined me this evening. Let me see. Yeah. I thank you all who joined this evening, and those of you who are just joining me. I'm almost ending now the live, but I'm gonna post it immediately I'm done with it, yeah, so that you can listen and take notes and start implementing implementing by doing research, and yeah, you just take it from there. Okay, so I want to thank you all this evening, and you all have a wonderful evening. And let me see. Oh, some of you are just joining me this evening. Yeah. So I want to call it for a day. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place, Facebook Live. And it's bye for now.